Alright everybody, welcome to the video. We are playing some Jeskai Control in Guilds of Ravnica Standard, and this hand looks sketchy, but it's got a Dawn of Hope, it's got an Ixalan's Binding, so if we can get to 4 mana, we can get some stuff started. This is actually a pretty decent hand if we're up against Control, just because Dawn of Hope is so good, and also Dawn of Hope just tends to be decent in other matchups as well. Being able to create a bunch of life linkers that also let you draw cards is pretty solid. So we'll go ahead, play Dawn of Hope, and ship the turn. Looks like we might be up against another control deck. Oh, and it is the... Oh, it looks like it's the... what's the word I'm looking for? That mono blue... Like that mono blue aggro style deck. This is actually a pretty tough matchup against us. Like, just the fact they have access to like so much interaction, counter magic is kind of tough. I bet this is a trickster that's coming down. Oh, no trickster. All right, there we go. The question is what I want to do. Like, I think that I might just end up trying to trade off this Settle the Wreckage. Curious Obsession. Let's go ahead and negate that. Yeah, so we go ahead and negate that. Just the Curious Obsession letting them draw cards is just way too good. Alright, we get a Sacred Foundry. I think that they've got to have like either a Trickster or some kind of counter magic. So I don't really want to play into it. I will definitely pop off Settle the Wreckage here. Sure, there's a Storm Tamer. Yes, opponent going to get in. We're going to go ahead and Settle the Wreckage here. If our opponent wants to waste a Counterspell or their Storm Tamer, that is A-okay with me. So that gets the Storm Tamer down. Now, there's a Clifftop Retreat, and I guess so. The only way this goes wrong is if they have negate or... Well, it has to be negate. So we're going to go ahead and play Teferi here. It seems like the best window to resolve this. And we will go ahead and uptick the Teferi. So this is pretty good. Like, so far, so good. Another Teferi. Well, I'm not going to hate on having 2 Teferis here. Because even with a Trickster, this still means our Teferi can live. So Warkite Marauder is going to have to do a little bit of work trying to get our Teferi down. Tempest Djinn here would be pretty good for us to Ixalan's Binding away. Unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of good removal to deal with this Warkite Marauder. Alright, there's an island. Let's go ahead and uptick the Teferi, see what we draw.
Keep up the pace.
So we draw another island. Yeah, let's pass the turn here. Yeah, so we pass the turn. We'll go ahead and make a couple of tokens. I actually think I messed up that I should have made some tokens and then untap, so I could have made 2 tokens here instead of 1. So that was a little bit of a misplay. Opponent is at 6 mana. Let's go ahead and Dawn of Hope, make a token. We ship the turn. There's a Response Resurgence, so that's pretty good. That's going to allow us to get rid of this Warkite Marauder. There's a Steam Vents. Let's go ahead and activate Dawn of Hope. And let's just go ahead and attack in. Just get in for 1. And we can go ahead and draw a card. So we'll go ahead and pay 1, 2 to draw a card. Another land, so good thing is we're piling through our lands, which is never a bad thing. And our opponent just hasn't... I don't know what's in our opponent's hand right now, honestly. Like, it seems like... It seems like they're not really doing a whole lot. They'll go ahead and tap down our guy. We're going to go ahead and response this Warkite Marauder just to get it off the board. Make our opponent have to either spend a counterspell, dive down. Okay. Yes, make our opponent do something.
Want me to phase you out of time?
So do they have another dive down? Let's go ahead and uptick the Teferi.
Hurry!
We draw another land. God, we're drawing a ton of lands here. Well, let's go to combat first, because we got like one draw is free with the Teferi Imp. Let's go ahead and get in with 2 attackers. There is a Merfolk Trickster, so getting tricky. Sure. So it's going to lose lifelink. So we only get 1 draw, which is fine, because we wanted the free draw anyway. So go 1, 2. Draw a card. There's an Ixalan's Binding. So let's go ahead and... Ixalan's Binding the... Attempt to Ixalan's Binding the Warkite Marauder. Wizard's Retort. So it looks like Teferi number 1 is going down. Well, I say that. Teferi number 1 might not end up going down. So let's see here. Opponent gonna get in at Teferi and then get in at us. Or they both get in at Teferi. Well, let's go ahead and settle the wreckage here. Another Wizard's Retort, so they got retorts for days.
Time for plan B, as soon as I think of one.
Mistcloak Herald coming on down. Well, there's a Syncopade. I guess that we... what do we do? I think we Ixalan's Binding the... Let's Ixalan's Binding the Warkite Marauder, because that is actually not... That's not a pirate. And... God, do they have Spell Pierce? Do they have Spell Pierce? Whatever, let's play it. Alright, we get away with getting that down, so let's go ahead and uptick the Teferi. Draw a card. It is a Chemist's Insight. We'll go no attacks here. And go here, here. God, Fiery Cannonade at this spot would just really just blow this game open. Like, we don't want to see Curious Obsession. Curious Obsession here would be actively bad. Oh, there is the Curious Obsession. I guess that we go ahead and Syncopate X2 to make them tap some mana down. And honestly, I'm almost inclined to bounce that Mistcloak Herald. Yeah, so we're actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bounce the Mistcloak Herald at instep. Just to give her that Curious Obsession, because we've got enough to make Tempest Gen. Alright, here we go. Oh, God, now I've gotta make a decision. I think we have to uptick the Teferi here.
Hold that thought.
We draw another land. So we got a lot of flyers. And I think I want a Chemist's Insight in main phase. There's a Sabotage. Yeah, and there is... So there's nothing we can do to defend the Teferi right now. So untap land. Well, I guess we could Chemist's Insight hopefully hit a Settle the Wreckage or a Response Resurgence. So this is 14 points. Let's Chemist's Insight. Discard Steam Vents. Draw 2 cards. Alright, there's a Fiery Cannonade, so I guess we cannonade away these creatures. We take 8. There's a Cleansing Nova, so let's Cleansing Nova, destroy all creatures. And I think that we might have survived long enough to stabilize this game, so... We go to our end step, untap 2 lands, and ship the turn. Yeah, because we got 2 counter spells up. Storm Tamer. We're just gonna sabotage that. I just don't want our opponent to get anything on the board. Chemist's Insight we'll keep. And we'll go ahead and make a token. Ship the turn. We draw the Chemist's Insight that we know about. We play Ionize, uptick Teferi. Another Ionize. Alright, this is This is looking good. We're going to go ahead, go to all attacks. Going to go ahead, pay 2 since we're untapping these lands anyway. Draw a card and shift the turn. Yeah, we're just gonna counter spells and make tokens until it is game over. Oh, and honestly, we can just ultimate the Teferi here. Yeah, I think we're gonna draw one more card. That way we can get the loop going. And I don't want to tap out here. We're just gonna keep up counter magic. There's Settle the Wreckage. We uptick Teferi.
Hold that thought.
Another land. We play Sulphur Falls. We go to combat. We get in for the all attack. There's a Trickster. Well, we ionize that, which is perfect to get some damage on our opponent. Hopefully speed up this clock. Alright, we're going to draw one card. Another Teferi. And we're going to decline, and yep, with all this counter magic up, we're just going to sit back and relax. Alright, we go to our turn. We ultimate the Teferi. So Teferi Emblem online.
From time itself.
We play land. And then we get in for the all attack. Another Trickster. We go ahead, ionize that. And honestly, these syncopades are about to get insanely good. Yeah, we'll go ahead, pay 2. Get rid of their land. Go ahead, pay 2. Get rid of another land. And I think that we're good here. We go ahead, shift the turn, we discard Steam Vents. And yeah, it is just all elementary from this point. We go ahead, make a token. Yeah, it doesn't change the clock if we make another token. We draw a card. We exile land. We play a land. We uptick Teferi.
Let's skip to the good part.
Get rid of a land. We'll double Chemist's Insight, get rid of the rest of their land. So, Insight. Yeah, this is just simply about locking up the game. So, get rid of land. Get rid of land. And then last but not least, Chemist's Insight, discard land. Opponent gonna Spell Pierce. Well, we will pay 2. So we paid 2, and there goes the last bit of our opponent's lands. And this is the lock. So there you have it, guys. That is Jeskai Control versus Mono Blue Tempo. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we will see you next game. Thanks.